All right, so let's get started this morning. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you guys being on the call. We're going to start. Let me move this. We're going to start on the. We're going to start on the energy agenda. Number one, discussion and possible actions regarding the proposed order and docket number 2012 UN 139. CenterPoint Energy, notice of CenterPoint Energy Resource Corporation doing business as CenterPoint Energy Mississippi Gas, of the filing and routine changes in its rate regulation adjustment rider, and of the initial filing of its weather normalization adjustment rider, WNA, and Ms. Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. CenterPoint Energy filed its annual rate regulation adjustment rider and weather normalization adjustment rider evaluations on May 1st, 2020, presenting the company's verifiable historical data for the 12 months that ended December 31st, 2019. Staff began its review of the filing with 74 formal data requests to the company and continued its investigation with multiple formal and informal data requests for clarification and additional information, along with several teleconferences and discussions with the company. During this review, staff identified a number of items for disallowance. Staff and the company entered into a joint stipulation on September 15th, 2020. The joint stipulation decreased rate base by $164,282, which reduced the total rate base to $175,693,865. In addition to the reduction in rate base, staff and company agreed that O&M expenses should be reduced by $516,949. That reduction consisted of disallowances for employee expenses such as membership, dues, donations, registrations, meals and awards, executive and expensive compensation, supplemental retirement benefits, and board of directors fees, and advertising expenses. With the reductions in rate base and O&M expenses, the total revenue requirement is reduced by $531,350, resulting in an increase in the incremental revenue requirement of $1,630,620. The increased revenue requirement is mostly attributable to increased rate base driven by major capital projects, such as increased steel replacements, public improvement projects, system improvements, capacity improvements, and growth installation. Per the tariff, the agreed-upon rate increase is split between fixed charge and volumetric charge and translates to a monthly increase of approximately 79 cents in an average residential customer's monthly bill. The staff has thoroughly reviewed the filing and supporting documentation and is satisfied that the results as stipulated represent a fair and reasonable revenue requirement. Accordingly, staff recommends approval of the order adopting the joint stipulation.
Okay, is there any questions on this item? Do I have a motion?
I'm going to come over and approve as presented.
Second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next item is number two, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2013 UN 214, CenterPoint Energy, notice of intent of CenterPoint Energy Resource Corporation, DBA CenterPoint Energy Mississippi Gas, to establish a supplemental growth rider. Ms. Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On May 1st, 2020, CenterPoint filed a supplemental growth rider for the 12 months ending December 31st, 2019. For background purposes, the SGR is designed to encourage industrial development and job creation by providing an incentive for CenterPoint to extend gas service for its industrial projects which are not otherwise feasible for the company to fund. The capital investments and related expenses eligible for recovery under the SGR are filed and recovered under a separate exact recovery rider and are not included in the rate regulation adjustment filing. For the 12 months ending December 31st, 2019, CenterPoint invested in no new supplemental growth projects. The total net investment included in the SGR, including prior years, is $4,499,499, which results in a revenue requirement of $132,310. The rate impact of the proposed SGR is a decrease of 11 cents for a residential customer's monthly bill. The staff has reviewed the filing along with the applicable tariff and found the filing to be in compliance with the tariff. Staff also reviewed all supporting calculations and found no errors. Staff reviewed the filing is complete and recommended approval.
Any further questions on this item? I have a motion.
Move we approve as presented.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. On to moving to telecommunications agenda. Number 1, discussion and possible action regarding 2021 USF utilization plans filed by high-cost eligible telecommunications carrier and a letter to USAC and FCC certified high-cost ETCs pursuant to FCC 54-314 state requirements. 2001 AD 573 rule incumbent carriers in Mississippi, 2018 UA 224 Aristyle Unified Communications LLC, 2001 UA 451 Sailor South License LLC, 2003 UA 457 Telepac Networks Incorporated, 2001 UA 198 Dixie Net Communications LLC, 2003 UA 165 TEC of Jackson Incorporated, 2005 UA 174 New Singular Wireless PCS LLC, 2080 040 Bell South Telecommunications Incorporated, doing business as AT&T of Mississippi. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, can I be recognized for the motion?
Sure.
Move that we table the item 1 on the telecommunications agenda and item 7 on the administrative agenda until Monday, September the 28th, which time the commission can have a special meeting to consider this.
Item 1.
Item 1 on telecom and item 7 on the administrative agenda, which will be the review of the ETC.
Okay, any further questions? I have a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second. You second.
No, you say.
I'll second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Not opposed, but just voting present on this matter. So, not opposed, not supported, just voting present on this matter.
Okay. Now we move into the water and sewer agenda. Discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA066, Highway 30 West Water Association order granting supplemental certificate of public convenience and necessity. Mr. Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Highway 30 West Water Association Incorporated seeks a supplemental certificate of public convenience and necessity to furnish water service to new customers in its proposed supplemental service area. These customers currently depend on private wells for their potable water. Highway 30 West will extend its water lines to serve these customers and will eliminate 2 dead-end lines and allow for the area to have a loop system. Highway 30 West will self-fund the cost of the installation of the required facilities. Public interest is served as Highway 30 West will provide a more secure and safer potable water supply to new customers. Approval has been given by the Mississippi State Department of Health. However, such approval is conditioned upon Highway 30 West initiating construction within 1 year of the date of the State Department of Health's approval. If this condition is not met, the approval of the Mississippi Department of Health will be revoked. Staff concurs with Highway 30 West that it is financially fit and able to construct the necessary facilities, and that Highway 30 West has met its burden that the issuance of the requested supplemental certificate is in the current and future public convenience and necessity. After reviewing Highway 30 West filing, staff recommends that Highway 30 West be granted the supplemental certificate, but conditioned upon timely compliance with the requirements of the Mississippi State Department of Health. Staff recommends approval for this.
I move we approve.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next one is number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA48, Benton Environmental LLC, order approving sale and transfer. Mr. Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The joint petitioners seek approval of the sale and transfer of the certificate of public convenience and necessity held by Ridge Lakes Utility and the asset it owns in its operation of the sewer system at issue to Jensen Environmental. Ridge Lake's facility received its certificate in docket 1998 UA 892, wherein the certificated area is fully described. The parties executed an agreement for sale and purchase of assets. As part of the agreement, Denton Environmental has upgraded the sewer system. Denton has agreed to be responsible for bringing the lagoon and sewer system up to all standards required by the MPDQ and to operate and maintain the sewer system. Denton Environmental will use the commission-approved tariff for Ridge Lake until it submits a request to revise that tariff. Ridge Lake has stated the deposits have not been paid by any of the customers served by this. Denton Environmental is not and will not seek an acquisition adjustment due to the sale transfer. Ridge Lake will cease to be an active sewer public utility post-commission approval of this sale and transfer. The staff concurs with Denton Environmental that it is financially fit and able to provide the sewer service. The sale and transfer is in the public interest, and Denton Environmental has agreed to upgrade the sewer system and will bring the sewer system up to the standards required by the MPDQ. Staff recommends that the name on the tariff for Ridge Lake be changed to read Denton Environmental LLC, and staff does recommend approval.
Okay, any questions?
No question.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Moving on to the administrative agenda, number 1, discussion and possible action regarding the proclamation declaring October 7th as Energy Efficient Day. Any questions on this item?
No questions, just a quick statement that we're seeking the support of the commission in supporting the proclamation recognizing October 7th, the Energy Efficiency Day, and the proclamation outlines the range of benefits energy efficiency provides to consumers in the state of Mississippi, as well as recognition of the measures and programs offered by the utilities in the state and the overall economic impact that these services provide to citizens of the state here. So with that, I make a motion to support and adopt this proclamation in support of Energy Efficiency Day to be recognized on October 7th.
Okay. Just a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. The next one, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2019 AD-165, Town of Edwards, order substituting Commissioner Brent Bailey in place of Commissioner Brown as hearing examiner. Frank Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a ministerial act. This is an action that was begun during the prior term of Commissioner Cecil Brown in the Central District to ensure that the municipalities in the Central District were in compliance with the Public Utility Act. Commissioner Brown has been appointed the hearing examiner in that, but this matter was not wrapped up before the conclusion of this term, so it would be appropriate to replace Commissioner Brown as hearing examiner with Commissioner Bailey so that he can finish up with it.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. On to number 3, discussion and possible action to be taken by the commission to open a new docket to investigate the cause of and measure to repair sinkholes in Hidden Hills subdivision. Ms. Taylor, Deputy.
Thank you, Chairman. Actually, I can get that 3 and 4 together real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
This is to open up a docket, first and foremost, to open a docket and then to investigate the cause of these sinkholes that are developing in the Hidden Hills subdivision. The reason the commission is involved itself in this matter is that the sinkholes are situated near or even sometimes within their infrastructure for about 7 utilities involved, 2 of which are our regulated utilities. So that's the reason for opening this docket and beginning this investigation, see if we can figure out what's the cause of this problem. And then the second order then would be to refer the matter to Commissioner Bailey for adjournment.
I move to approve items 3 and 4 together.
I'll second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. 3 and 4. Okay. Number 5, discussion and possible action in docket number 1992 UA 531, Operator Service Company LLC, request for cancellation of certificate of public convenience and necessity by Infox Operating Company. Ms. Taylor?
This is, one of the cancellations that I sent all a memo around about, a few weeks ago. We were trying to streamline some of the, cancellations that involve, where they're requested by the, certificate holder. They've been doing proper notice of filing, and there's no check turns in the docket. These companies don't have any customers in Mississippi, and this is one of those. So I'm going to just present that to you and recommend that we cancel the CPCN without further notice or hearing. In this particular docket, OSC was given a CPCN on March 12, 1993 to operate as a reseller of interstate telecommunication services and operators of calling. There was an informal application filed by both Operator Services Company and Infox, who was ultimately granted authority by the Commission to take control of OSC. There has been proper notice. There is no objection in the docket, and they ceased operation in February 29, 2019, and they have no customers in Mississippi. So because of that, I'm recommending that we go ahead and cancel their certificate.
Do we have any questions?
Move to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, number 6, the discussion and possible action in docket numbers 2000 UA 129 and 2012 UA 084, Legacy Long Distance International, Inc., request for cancellation of certificate of public convenience and necessity by Jail Education Solutions Incorporated, doing business as Adavo. Ms. Taylor.
This is the same sort of cancellation, and I would again recommend cancellation without further notice or hearing. This is 2 certificates that were issued to Legacy Long Distance International. Their stock was ultimately taken control of by the Mendoza, which is actually a Jail Education Solution, Inc., that goes by Mendoza. But they ultimately, and both of them have come in and requested that these 2 certificates be canceled. Again, they were doing proper notice of filing. There was no objection or protest or convention filed in either of these dockets. And they're no longer serving any customers in Mississippi. So based on that, I would recommend that it's in the best interest of the public to cancel this certificate, these 2 certificates.
Okay,
Move to approve.
do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay, is there any other business to discuss at this time? If not, then, hearing is adjourned.